What ho everybody, Ian here, and we're back in the model railway room in my subterranean lair, and we're talking micro layout project this week. We are going to build a layout and we're going to use this. What's this? Is it one of them Moss Lander shelves that are so beloved of James Hilton? He makes those marvelous hi-fi micros that fit on a picture ledge. No, it's not actually. It might look like it, but this is from my local DIY superstore, Menards. It's from Designer's Image, and it's called the Stafford Ledge. I happened on it quite by accident when I was looking for something else in the store the other day, and I looked at this and I thought, well, that is rather like one of those Moss Lander units. Didn't look, I just picked it up, bought it. It was like less than 20 bucks, so that's not much. And got it home, measured it up. It's 800 millimeters long by about the tray section of the shelf is about 70 millimeters deep. It's comparable in size to an Moss Lander unit. I think it's a bit longer than a Moss Lander, so that's nice to have a little bit extra room to deal with. One thing I just want to have a little bit of a gripe about: they sell this as 31 1/8 of an inch long. Dear Lord, please go metric America. This is 800 millimeters long, 80 centimeters. It's not difficult. I mean, 31 1/8 of an inch. You can try and find that on a ruler. 800 millimeters, 80 centimeters, you can find that straight away. Not a problem, sir. Rant mode off. So yeah, here we are. Here's the baseboard, and this is the project. We're going to build a layout as quickly as possible to fit this. I don't know how long it's going to take yet. A week, hopefully less than a week. The plan is to use everything to hand that I've got already. And I've decided that it's going to be built. We use the rolling stock. The locomotive and rolling stock are going to be Bush HOF. I have a lot of Bush HOF stock, so I'm going to use that. I can get simplest thing to do would be get a piece of track that just winds its way along the baseboard through different scenes. I'm sure that would look really good, and it would keep me occupied. It would go together fairly quickly, and I think I'd have something rather scenic, rather pretty at the end of it. So I think it's to use everything that I have to hand. I'm not going to go out and buy anything, not unless I run out of lace, like say static grass or something like that. But everything else I have to hand. So I've got plenty of locomotives, rolling stock and track. I've got lots of building kits. I mean, I've got this Will's Station Garage. I mean, I'm sure that could probably be adapted into some kind of workshop, perhaps. And then maybe I'll make a road over bridge on a level crossing or something like that. We'll see. I don't know much about the project at the minute. It's a stream of consciousness. So that's what I'm just setting to and doing it. You know, a lot of my layouts in the past have been had years and years of research. I mean, there's 35 to 40 years of research in my East Lincolnshire railway concept, and the US outline O scale layout. I walked every inch of the Plymouth Industrial Park researching that. So this layout is the exact opposite, and we will see where we go with it. So we'll start recording the project, and we will see what happens and how long it takes. So here we are down at track level, and you can see that here's the plan. This is going to be the this is like the 12mm cork covered foam core board that'll make the baseboard, and then underneath there we're gonna have to pack that with some 6mm and maybe a little bit extra foam core to bring that up square and level. So that's the plan there. The handy thing with the foam core is that we are going to be able to easily drill through it for the power wires. They will go through the baseboard, and then they can come out through the front of the shelf there, or maybe even, I don't know if how they match up to the mounting holes on the back. Maybe I could feed these wires, the wires here, maybe I could feed those wires through this mounting hole in the back. The wire, if I go back, if I pan back here and show you, this wire between the controller and the track certainly seems long enough to do that. So that's I'll probably do that then. So, but yeah, so here we are. This is the first thought. So now let's look at this other possible solution. This is like laying the foam core board inside the ledge of the shelf. So now I'm looking at this for the first time. I'm thinking that I quite like this better. It's a little bit awkward with, as you can see, it sits below the top edge of the ledge back there, and it also sits above this edge of the ledge here. So that's a little bit awkward, but maybe I can build into that or hide it with something. I'd really like to give you a detailed explanation on how I built the layout, but it will all happen so quickly, you know. I laid the track and then I soldered it all together for good electrical continuity because of how fragile the track is. Then I kind of like worked on the buildings and the workshop there. It just kind of like came together. I just placed the walls in an arrangement that I thought was pretty good, and I was happy with. And well, I primed it, and then I sprayed it, and I thought, oh, it needs another little cubby in the corner there, so I added that. So just happens quite freely. And the same with the road over bridge. I mean, I just hacked together pieces of plasticard and styrene strip, and the railings on the bridge there are O-scale ladders. So it really happens so quickly, and there's not much to say about it. Now I'm getting on with adding some contours to this tiny little baseboard. So and I'm using my regular lightweight spackle here, and I just like spread it on the baseboard and adding little bits of lumps and bumps here and there, just smoothing it out. It sets pretty quickly, so it won't be long before I've got this tiny little area covered. And then once it's dried, I'll give it a coat of Woodland Scenics Earth, the earth colour, and then I'll start with the textures and the static grass and stuff like that. So we'll get on with that. With the basics of the scenery done, I then added the static grass and got a very nice unkempt feel there. Then next thing to do was to glue the track in place at long last, and then, well, I could get on with the ballasting. Here we are doing some ballasting. We are clearly getting near the end of this project. It's I'll have to take count, but I think we're only like into four construction days on this. But now I'm into ballasting, and this is, some people claim that this is a very relaxing job, and well, I think it might be. There is something to be said for just gently moving sections of ballast around and revealing sleepers. And I do actually have to hide this magnetic strip here that's a part of the track, so I have to carefully clear the sleepers. I don't have to clear them all because track like this would be quite buried, but it helps to see sleepers. So, but yeah, just moving around ballast, it is actually quite relaxing. I think it's something you have to be in the mood to do, but there we go. It's a necessary task, and well, I'm kind of enjoying it right now. So with the track ballasted and looking pretty good, the temptation to put everything together and see how it looks was just too much. So here's the works building at one end of the layout, and think it's looking pretty good with that back scene in place there. And then at the other end, here's the road over bridge disappearing into the corner with some rather fun hedges that I'm rather pleased with. This then is what I used for the hedges. It's a Fowler product, HON it says, but no, look at that, it's far too big for that. That's more like O scale. So what I did was I cut it in half, and that's more reasonable height, and then, well, I just covered it in Woodland Scenics ground foam of different colours, and I think you'll agree, looking at that, well, it looks very much like an unkempt rural hedge, and I think that'll work the part very, very well indeed. Here we are then. Let's take a look at what we've got so far with this little layout project. There's some kind of, we have some kind of works building, a loco shed, don't know, haven't decided yet, but this will be, in a way, the focus of the layout. This is what is going to drive the traffic on this layout. So we have this converted from the Will's Station Garage kit, and now we'll join the LKM NS1 and a couple of tippers as they journey up the line. We're going to cross a level crossing there and then disappear through the countryside, down this cutting, and under that road over bridge there, where the train will be, could be loaded or switched out for something else, and then something would come back from the other direction, back through the countryside, over the crossing, and then back into the workshop. So that's it, and yeah, quite pleased with myself for just 4 days work there. Well, there we are. That's, well, I think that's, I can say that's like 4 days work on this layout, and I've got something workable and entertaining to operate and basically look at. I can lose myself in this. Pretty pleased with what I've done so far. I've got a lot of little bits and pieces to do now, but you know what they say, the last 20% of the work on a layout takes 80% of the time. But I've got something workable right now, something that I can sit back and I can just lose myself in. So that's pretty good. I hope you've enjoyed following on with this. I'm showing you just how easy it is to get something workable quickly in the micro layout world. So we will carry on with this for another week or so, and we'll add the little bits of details and work on the presentation properly, and well, we'll definitely have something worth looking at. So we'll check back with you. Happy modelling.